was that?
Hello, my name is Zbigniew Winzig. As promised, I've come back with a follow-up video of my trail cam. I set it up in this forest here. I just used some bungee straps to attach it to the tree. I think it works fairly well. The plastic does shine a little in the light, but I think with the camouflage tape it works well. I had a great location here in Sasquatch Park to try it out. I'm just going to try to talk over here while I point out some of the things. So there it is from a distance. It doesn't show up too much. I probably shouldn't have used the blue bungee cord, but it works. Just this was proof of concept, and it's a nice area. Anyone coming through the path, any animals coming through the path won't see it till they come upon it. I probably should have put it a little bit higher, but I can't reach that high, so I'm not taking a step ladder with me into the forest. That's not going to happen. Not today, maybe another time. Oh, there I am, showing my work and my blue bungee cord, which is really bothering me now. I wish I had another green one. What else do I need to see? My shoes. So, as I said, I left this run all day, and I had a few interesting things show up on camera. And I'm just looking ahead here. That's going to come up. So I edited this. There's going to be a chop here in a second, and we'll see the interesting things I found on the camera that day. So here we jumped ahead an hour and 55 minutes, and there. Do you see it go by quickly? It almost looked like a crow that went by, but we'll slow it down so you can see it. Now there's a second event, and the camera moved there. Oh, that one, you can really see what happened. So there, I'm playing them again too fast here, but there's two events. This is the second one, and then again, seeing it, you can see it's not a crow this time for sure. That's not a bird. So that's the second event, and then the first event here, I've slowed it down. So this is where the camera get moved in the first event by whatever is grabbing it, I'm going to say, and then in the second event, this is the one where the camera gets knocked out completely, and I found it on the ground afterwards. It had been ripped off the tree. The bungee cords were gone. In fact, I lost the blue one. Here I've slowed it right down again. Those are fingers. Those have to be fingers. Fingers and hair is what I'm seeing. There's no two ways about it. So this is the second event again, yes. Again, fingers and hair, black. You decide. I'm not going to tell you what that is, but I have a sneaking suspicion. That's my video. I'm going to wrap it up here with one more. Bye-bye.
Do I look at you, or do I look at the camera? At you? Yes, as you can call me Biggy for now. I guess you found me from my internet footprint, my website Bigfoot Finder, and my YouTube channel. Mash that sub button, and sometimes I'm on the Reddit. I don't have the monetization or the Twitter. I only have one goal: to find irrefutable proof of Bigfoot. That's it.
Why the glasses disguise? Why the silly voice? Why do you do the accent?
Listen, I emailed you about this. I explained OPSEC. Did you read my emails? Did you understand them? Operational security is important because I don't need any hassle from the golden horde out there on the internets. Never give away location or clues to location. Protect them. I'm protecting you, I'm protecting me, and I'm protecting him. I agreed to this first interview to check you out, to prove you're reliable, and we move forward. Capiche? Yeah, my voice, okay. Yeah, that's not my real voice or accent, obviously. Yeah, I know you promised to scramble it and hide my face, but look, any voice that can be modulated by computer can be then demodulated. It's a fact. And any facial recognition software only needs 3 reference points for that reference profile triangle. It's OPSEC. Do you get it? What's this? An NDA report? I told you I'm still waiting on that report from the last sample I sent to the lab. Oh, right, yeah, that's DNA, NDA. So what's NDA? I'll have my lawyer look at this before I sign anything. Yes, the Bigfoot industry is big money, unregulated, with no copyrights and no financial tracking anywhere. Everyone with a YouTube channel, a t-shirt store, and even government facilities is into the big bucks for Bigfoot. Lots of money laundering getting done as well. And yeah, with a lot of money, there's a lot of fraud. Bigfoot is big money. I know there's a lot at stake here. I'm asking you to believe the unbelievable, but see the proof. And you ask me if I'm fraud? I ask you, isn't everybody? Don't we all pretend to be something we're not for the almighty dollar? My backstory? Who am I? I'm just some little kid from the prairies who grew up camping in the Manitoba mountains. I loved canoeing. I wouldn't hurt deer. I love animals. I went to scout camp. I learned mountaineering. I read this book, My Side of the Mountain, 1,000,000 times. I grew up. I went to school. I followed a girl to the coast. In the 90s, I got involved in environmental research. Then I left the city to be in the mountains. And that's my story. I come from a family of hunters, but like I said, I'm different. I don't hunt. I'm just finding. I just want to find Bigfoot. It started with the $6 Million Man, an old TV show. The hero went to battle with this huge scary beast called Bigfoot. Turned out it was actually my favorite wrestler, Andre the Giant, but knowing that did not help with the nightmares, and my mother was worried about my obsession with Sasquatch now, and figured if I learned more about him, I would understand more and be less scared. And then she got me a library book by the amazing John Green, and that started my journey. What I'm trying to do here every day I'm out in the bush, I'm trying to debunk the prints I'm finding is being done by tour operators and other hoaxers. That's what I'm doing. I want to prove everything wrong and what's left should be true. You know, the Holmesian fallacy. Yeah, I guess that makes me a self-proclaimed expert, but isn't that how you do it? Put a sticker on your chest that says expert? I mean, Malcolm Gladwell says I need 10,000 hours and then I'm an expert. Well, Malcolm, by now, I'm an expert a few times over. Like, there's a quote by Arthur C. Clarke I always remember in this situation. For every expert, there's an equal and opposite expert. I guess that's you. I want to find the evidence to change me from a believer to a knower. I'm Mulder, but I want to be Scully. I met her once, that Jillian, once in Vancouver, tiny little girl. Look, I'm altruistic when I say I'm a tree-hugging environmentalist who's doing this because once I have proof, the public and the scientific community will force the government to protect Bigfoot's territory. That's my end game here. To be clear, I know what people think of me. You say the word Sasquatch or Bigfoot to someone and they brand you as a lunatic immediately. So you have to stand up for yourself, declare yourself an expert or a professional, but you can't be cocky and stupid in these situations. You can be one or the other, but not both. Now, I'm not sure if I'm cocky and smart or careful and stupid. Probably careful and stupid. Yeah, I do think I'm a professional Bigfoot scientific researcher. I've got a badge that says that. I've got a website and t-shirts and patches. You know I'm legit. Okay, for the last time. My name is pronounced Zbigniew Winzig. Zbigniew Winzig. I was named by an angry, tiny German father and a Polish mother. Yeah, and him? Sasquatch. What? Yeah, Sasquatch. I can spell Sasquatch, Bigfoot, whatever you prefer. I use Bigfoot mostly because when I type on my blog, I always spell Sasquatch wrong. I can't even pronounce it. In my opinion, the name Sasquatch is Canadian because it was coined by local First Nations, and Bigfoot is an American United States of America name. He has many names. He's Legion. He's the cryptid hominid, the big hairy man. If you don't know who Bigfoot is and his story, you clicked on the wrong video. This isn't about Chewbacca, so move along now. Look, I'm not going to sit here and rehash who and what Sasquatch is and his history and proving it all to you. He's a huge, hairy animal with big feet who hides in the forest. That's him. I'm just trying to find him or proof of him. Look, it's not, is there a Bigfoot? It's, are there Bigfoot? And the answer is yes. Many, lots, everywhere, all over the world. He's scary because he's big, because he's the unknown. He's an affront to our sense of self as humans. He's not aggressive, but he'll chase people on bikes or horses. He'll shake and rattle cars that people are sitting in. He's known to approach sleeping humans like cows do. You ever do that? Where you just like lay down in a field of cows? Carefully, you don't want to lay in cow shit or they'll, whatever, I mean, yeah. They'll just all slowly wander over to you in a big circle around you and check you out. It's kind of peaceful. Bigfoot, kind of does the same thing to people who are drunk or napping. But he does seem to be afraid of running vehicles, engine sounds, and electricity in general. You won't find footprints near those big hydropower lines. He likes water. It means food. And I think Biggy likes to wash his feet. He takes good care of them. Did you know that Kate Bush's song Wild Man is a poetic tribute to Bigfoot? It's true. Love Kate. Hounds of Love, masterpiece. Amazing. He hates cooking smells, especially burning meat. Even bacon. Doesn't like bacon. I mean, who doesn't like bacon? It's weird. He's okay with burning wood, but not burning meat. I mean, me neither. Barbecue smells make me throw up. Once you spend 2 hours smelling a burning human body, you kind of get fucked up. Car crash on a country back road. I was pinned, and she was burned slowly. Drip by burning drip. Yeah, this isn't the time to talk about that. Why the fuck did you bring that up? He can smell gunpowder a mile away, even in a cleaned rifle. I used to snap off those little toy gun cap strips to make him go away when I'm camping and I just needed some sleep and he's hassling me. The smell drove him away. Keep in mind, Bigfoot is just like apes. They're violently territorial. You venture into his home and threaten him or his family and you will see retaliation. But let's be clear here, Bigfoot is not an ape. He's an unevolved man. Or maybe uber involved. I don't know. You'd have to ask Jeff. He's Gigantopithecus. Or something like that. I can't pronounce these Latin stuff. He's on our family tree though, like a first cousin to us, where apes are more like third cousin once removed. Look, Bigfoot has been around forever, especially in Canada before it was colonized. Did you know in like 986 AD, the Viking explorer Leif Erikson, who found North America before Christopher Columbus, another American lie. Anyways, Leif wrote about meeting huge hairy men that had like a rank odor. He called them Skjelring. That's the first recorded encounter with Bigfoot. This is a Viking saying it's a big ugly thing. Vikings are big themselves, so consider that. Sense of scale. And they are still everywhere, all around the world. They just hide like black bears, and there never is just one Bigfoot in the area. You'll see the decoy while the others are checking you out. It can get pretty freaky. Yeah, OPSEC aside, for now I live in the general area of Harrison Lake at an undisclosed location. It's a rental. I have a primary and a secondary, and I move at least one of them every 6 months, and then I have my mobile camp. I make sure to gray man when I'm boondocking. No exposed logos, unless I'm filming in private, and no big signs on my truck. I don't want anyone to know who I am, which this is kind of fucking up, isn't it? All I need is some wannabe squatcher striking up a 4-hour conversation with me when I'm trying to park my truck and he's telling me all about what his friend's uncle's buddy saw in the bush one night 25 years ago. Leave me alone, I've got work to do. Right now though, currently we're in the village of Agassiz, in the district of Kent, in the province of British Columbia, in the great nation of Canada. It's about 1.5 hours outside of Vancouver and separated by the mighty Fraser. This is the hot zone, but we keep it quiet. Yeah, we've got all the tourist crap, but the real areas of activity are kept on the down low. And they're tough to get without proper gear and skills. Our search and rescue teams, God bless them, have their hands full enough with lost hikers around here. So let's be clear, no identifying the area or anything I show you. It's like when Tony Bourdain, rest in peace, would show a restaurant on his show. It was good when he visited, but now it's overrun with tourists and the prices are through the roof and the quality of the food went in the toilet. I'm not letting that happen to my forests. But yeah, this place has history. It's still a hot zone, but sure, it has legacy. The Salish people out here had this word Sasquatch, which meant wild man or hairy man. And then in the 1930s, this Burns guy was working with the Chehalis band, and some white guy translated Sasquatch into Sasquatch. So we're sitting right now here on Chehalis land, right this very second. This little village of Agassiz was founded in the late 1970s, no, 1700s, in the 1700s by indigenous slaves, actually. Now it's mostly retirees, snowbirds, and prison guards. Oh, and you can't forget about the government scientific experiment facility over there, but we can talk about that later. Yeah, so about 20 minutes north of us is the Sasquatch Provincial Park, which has 3 lakes and some nice campgrounds. The water's clean and clear. It's fed by snow runoff. There's mountains and forests to hide in, and the climate and food supplies are perfect for them. It's funny, but this is the one time I agree with the powers that be. Sasquatch Park is perfectly named. Part of that park is Harrison Lake. That lake scares me. It's freezing cold, glacier-fed water. It's got undertows, violent outflows to the Fraser River. You don't want to fall in that lake. It will suck you down, freeze you, and send you out to the river and onto the ocean. Sadly, a few poor souls die out there every year. And every year at Harrison, they have the big Sasquatch Festival, which is really just a tourism money grab and less about Bigfoot. The local First Nations have been turning it into more of their way with canoe races and medicine walks. Back in the day, it was silly conferences for squatchers, but I think that dried up eventually. What's left is Bigfoot wilderness tours and Bigfoot marketing. I mean, like I said the other day, there's no copyright on Sasquatch, so he's everywhere out here. Any swag you can think of, Bigfoot's on it. It exists. I do everything I can to stay off the First Nations land, and I always check my maps to make sure. That's the sacred, safe zone as far as I'm concerned. Like the church in Highlander, in the movie Highlander, if I'm invited and escorted, I'll go, but otherwise I stick to public land at all times. One weird thing about this area, he never goes into the tsunami. He never goes into the tsunami zone. You know, the waves. It's called Mount Breckenridge. It's at the upper east side of Harrison Lake. It's 8,000 feet of rock just waiting to break off and slide into that lake, which would cause a mega tsunami. I can't say that word. I'm not ashamed to tell you, it scares the shit out of me, and that area doesn't feel right. He doesn't go there at all, and I won't go there. The whole mountain's got something wrong with it. It's cursed or something, I feel it. Tsunami. It's tsunami. Why do I say the T? I hear the word in my head and I see it. Tsunami zone. Okay, let's talk about this and get it straight. I'm not a hunter. As I said before, I call myself a finder. It's because the word hunt implies kill. A definition of hunt is to pursue food or in sport. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not going to be hunting him. No guns or traps. I just plan to find him. And to do that, I'll look. I might set up a trail cam and bait, but I will not hunt. I will look and I will be patient. I want to find him or proof. This is my intent. Yeah, last time we talked about location. This area is ground zero for Bigfoot where we are. Where I started with my findings was Green's map. We'll talk more later about John Green probably, but for now let's just say when it comes to Bigfoot, he was the world-class librarian / researcher in my humble opinion. He documented something like 50 years of Bigfoot sightings and mapped them all out. So I took all that data, mapped out all the local sightings in this area, and it shows some good hotspots, but I heavily suspect that Green's map was purposely leading us to the south side of the Fraser to protect Bigfoot. The data just doesn't look right. It was a start, but I need more current data. Yeah, so I made a deal with some local nature photographers. There are a lot of retired professional nature photographers around here who are out there every single day, rain or shine, taking amazing photos.
They post stuff on Facebook constantly. They're out in the bush at golden hour, at dawn and dusk in the remote areas of this wilderness taking pictures. It's amazing. And Bigfoot loves being out at golden hour. Makes for good camouflaging shadows. Just seems to work for him. And that sunlight casts the perfect shadow on footprints. So I made a deal with a bunch of them in exchange for geotagged Bigfoot footprint photos they find, and then I give them a free website and tech support. It works for both of us. It works better than I thought I would, and now my map is better than Green's. Another group I've tried to work with is the bushweed growers. Even after legalizing, there's still a lot of people around here growing weed out in the wilds. And the weed growers in the bush keep seeing Bigfoot signs. They have run-ins, they leave them offerings to keep them like, be cool. I avoid the weed farms. I don't think Bigfoot likes them, and I don't like the people at them. They have guns and they're more paranoid than me, so yeah, it doesn't work. It must be that skunk weed. Makes you a paranoid psycho. Something new I want to try is mapping out wild game hunting areas where I think he would poach hunters' deer kills. I'm thinking that's an angle that could work, and thanks to Sam Gribley for that idea. Yeah, a tact some people have taken is hanging around at the edges of forest fires. They follow the forest fire's leading edge to see what animals it pushes out. Maybe him? Not sure if they've ever had success with that. My problem with this approach is I don't want to get in the way of the firefighters. Like those idiots with their drones trying to get footage. Fucking idiots, just getting in the way of good people trying to help. I hate drones. I don't want to see any drone shots in this film. Do you understand me? None. One thing I've seen is that he likes to leave big trees in X shapes standing up, like X marks, to mark territory or food sources. Bigfoot loves wild berry picking, although he doesn't mess with mushrooms, probably because of a bad experience, I'm guessing. I know I've had my own. You know that classic Alice in Wonderland mushroom with the red top and all the white dots? It's all over out here. I've even seen them growing in lawns in Vancouver. It's called Amanita muscaria or something. Don't ever, ever take that. I ended up in the hospital for 3 days. It was a bad scene. But yeah, people with berry farms have had problems with them, so they leave a full basket out overnight so he doesn't stomp the plants. Works for everybody. He really likes creeks and springs for fresh water, and lakes for food, and rivers for salmon and trout. Harrison Lake and Fraser River have amazing natural food sources. That's why the original indigenous people did so well here. Food's important to support Bigfoot because he's so damn big. You know, our ancestors a few generations back were really tiny people, right? Like they even made shorter doorways and lower ceilings that we couldn't stand up in now. But we got better nutrition and got what they call length of bone from calcium and good food. So what is Bigfoot eating to get that big? Where's his calcium source? Is he eating bones? Is he an eater of the dead? Maybe his own? Yeah, I know, the classic question everyone asks. Why don't they find Bigfoot remains? I ask you, how many deer or bear skulls do you find hiking? None. Well, I haven't. But it's scavengers, that's why. Once in my life I found deer skulls in the bush, and it was the antlers and skulls of two big bucks who had tangled their racks and couldn't get loose. It was amazing. I left it where I found it. There's the elephant graveyard theory, but for Bigfoots. My theory is, well, you know, Eskimos would quietly go to die by walking out on an ice floe and freezing and drowning. My guess, Bigfoot walks into deep water with rocks tied around their necks or something, or in their fur. I don't know. Maybe. You know, it kind of sounds crazy now that I say it out loud. Look, a good clean photo and some video to back it up is all I ask. There's a good reason every photo to date is blurry. You try within 5 seconds to get out your phone, unlock it, find that damn camera app, and then try to take a focused picture of something running away. In the bush. It's not going to happen. It makes sense. I laugh at what Mitch Hedberg had said to photographers, always seem to end up having blurry photos of Bigfoot because he's actually blurry. It's funny, but I agree with it. I think Bigfoot is blurry. That's the problem. It's not the photographer's fault. Bigfoot is blurry. And that's extra scary to me because there's a large, out-of-focus monster roaming the countryside. But hey, a healthy dose of pareidolia, or pareidolia? Whatever. And you can see whatever you want to. Look, the focus of my work, pun intended, is baiting and trail cameras. For Bigfoot, it's all about scent and sound. That's the world they exist in. Their sight is poor and they're nearsighted. I use mostly fruit for baiting him, stinky fruit. He likes apples, but the oranges smell is what really brings him in. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and I just get skunks and possums, whatever. It's called fishing, not catching. Lately I've been trying cat food from the dollar store for bait, the little plastic cup ones. I never use cans. I don't want him to cut himself accidentally, like that would piss him off. But yeah, scent is a big thing for them. I wonder do you think they can smell fear? I mean, pheromones, can they smell themselves? Because they stink. I'm guessing not. It seems many humans have that problem and can't smell themselves. Like your cameraman's body spray, for instance. Jesus, man, did you bathe in that stuff? Wow. Yeah, I've added a new feature to my trail cameras to sound as baiting as well. People have always tried the three wood knocks or stone knocks to call Bigfoot, so I'm trying that now. The camera will play 3 knocks randomly to bait him in. I've also read about whistling Bigfoot. Supposedly orangutans have learned to whistle from humans. So why not Bigfoot? We whistle to him, he might whistle back. With my trail cams, one problem I think I'm running into is that they can see in infrared, and that's why they can avoid my tech. Maybe even EMF as well. I'm guessing they can see the motion detector rays, passive or active IR. I think he can sense the active IR that generates an infrared. My research points to him being scared of tech in general. It seems cameras are the same as guns to him. I don't understand why such a huge creature would be scared of our technology. It doesn't make sense to me. Gifting is a big part of finding Bigfoot. That's basically you leaving offerings to him like you would an ancient god at a temple. Sometimes it's brightly colored toys or what have you. People have tried beads, but I think that's a little bit of a racist throwback. I've had success with those candy necklaces though, and he likes hard candy, it seems. Pez is the best though, seriously, cherry Pez, I'm not kidding. From what I can tell, he eats the package and all, he just gobbles it down. The question you need to ask yourself is, what would Bigfoot want but not buy for himself? Sometimes he leaves gifts in return, usually nice rocks, and I mean, everybody likes a nice, smooth pebble, don't they? That's the best question you've asked me yet. And it's one I think about all the time. And I know there's no answer. But the question stands. What is the Bigfoot industry worth per year? How much cash? No one has a clue, but it's probably over $1 billion. There's the books, YouTube channels, t-shirts and hats, tours, a shit ton of movies, documentaries, toys, and really expensive hunting tech and gear, lots of gear. You can't throw a rock on the internet without hitting a shyster selling a Bigfoot t-shirt and another person showing a blurry YouTube video of that rock landing and then claiming Sasquatch threw it at them. Back in 2016, some guy, Bacardi something, had an IPO in the stock market for his Bigfoot entertainment company. Somehow it had a 10 billion valuation. It's true. Google it. I mean, it must be true. I read it on the internet. What I see the most of, and to be honest, I think they're really great. I see these everywhere and not just around here, although there are a shit ton of them around here, but I see them online all over the world. It's all the statues of Bigfoot. Those are amazing. They are legion and they are amazing. Most of them are chainsaw carvings, which makes sense. I mean, use the wood, use what you have, comes from the forest. We all got to go out. I mean, this whole team here, we've got to go out and video them around here. I think there's at least a dozen within 50 miles of where we are standing right now. Some of them are kind of goofy, I guess, so you don't scare the kids. You don't want them to be too scary. You can thank Harry and the Hendersons for that. Kids love Bigfoot. The coolest ones are the ones that people make and hide in the woods for people to happen upon and just find and get scared of. I mean, that's art, man. That's art. Somehow even religion is making a grab for Bigfoot money. If you're bored and want to check out something different, just Google Enkiduism. Enkiduism, yeah. It's people who worship Bigfoot as a god or something. They dress up as him and wander around in the bush, trying not to get shot by hunters. But the big money in Bigfoot, especially around here, is tourism. The hotels, the beaches, souvenir shops, and wilderness tours, that's the big money grab around here. You're not selling enough hamburgers at your food truck, call it a Bigfoot burger, and it'll sell. Tourism is where all the money is. Just ask Ogopogo. Next door to the east of us is the City of Hope, and they're all about Rambo and Bigfoot. I think it pays all their tax bills there. We have gold and gem prospectors around here that are pissed at Bigfoot because he collects shiny stones from the water. They consider those gems and gold nuggets money out of their own pocket. I'm not going to complain because sometimes when I'm gifting Bigfoot, it pays off. He leaves me a handful. And like I said, everybody likes a nice shiny pebble, don't they? They say helpers are the people who run towards signs of trouble and not away. So what kind of people head towards the unexplainable? There are a lot of people, generations actually, that came before me and did the hard work and the heavy lifting. Without them, no one would know or care about some tall, stinky, furry guy with big feet living in the bush. Yes, I am standing on the shoulders of giants. They say the four horsemen of Sasquatch were John Green, Rene Dahendon, I always say his name wrong, Grover Krantz, and Peter Byrne. Oh, and Bob Titmus too. I'd include Jeff Meldrum in there as well because Jeff's amazing, his work. He's our current four horsemen. And maybe Steve Morgan, not sure about him. And who can forget Walter Lankowski from Department H. Yeah, there are a lot of others out there. Some of them, most of them are faking it, just in it for the money, but I'm not going to point fingers at hoaxers. Snitches get stitches. Hoaxers get croaked. Don't forget how much money is involved here. They say Rene started it all here in Canada. Even Harry and the Hendersons was inspired by him. But to me, the main man is John Green, our local boy. He was the quiet, smart guy who did all the work for the research and not the glory. No, don't talk to me about Patterson Gimlin. I mean, it's called Bluff Creek for a reason. Bluff, get it? I mean, wooden carved feet? The idiots didn't even try. And raise somebody? No, I can't be bothered with that. Yeah, John did get called down to Bluff Creek to check all that out afterwards. He saw the prints. He used scientific inquiry with a healthy dose of skepticism, and he was an educated, smart man. See, John Green was the owner and editor of our local Agassiz paper in the 1950s. He had a master's degree in journalism. He was introduced to Sasquatch by working at the paper. He got the fever and spent 50 years traveling all over the world documenting sightings, recording all the details of the first-hand reports. He did print castings, he did interviews, and more importantly, to me anyways, he built a database of everything he learned. That man was just so ahead of his time, a genius. So look, it's the 1990s. He learns Microsoft Access, which is a nightmare, types it all in by hand, all those paper records with amazing detail. And this is before the internet he does all this. And most importantly to me, he puts in GPS coordinates for every entry he can. I mean, I was very lucky and got my hands on that database file and spent days translating it into something that Google Maps could chew on and use. And then that map and what I've added to it on my own data over the years is how I focus on my efforts. This is how I find Bigfoot. But yeah, thank you, John. You're the man. I mean, he died in May 2016, a month after I moved out here from Vancouver. I never met him. I missed him. I miss him. Rest in peace, John. The other thing is that John was very respectful of the indigenous ownership of the legend of Sasquatch. I'm trying to follow his lead on that. I've got a quote from John I want to read to you that I think makes sense of this. According to John Green, I'm not any kind of expert on Indian information. The culture we live in is almost unique in making a clear distinction between the real and the unreal. We have to assign everything to one side or the other. Most cultures have not and do not do that, including the culture of the Indians in North America. My whole career in this is trying to answer the question of where this animal fits into reality. This is a question that in the Indian culture hasn't even asked. So information from within that culture doesn't help answer this question. That's from John Green. He says a lot in that and hints even at more. Those words, where does this animal fit into reality? To me, those are key. This is important. This is what I really need to dig into. There is a legend that states that sightings of Bigfoot will lead to the death of you or a loved one within a year later. I don't know if that applies to seeing video of him, like in that movie The Ring, but either way, you've been warned. You're going to see some interesting and unexplainable stuff. Okay, finally, we look at my stuff. Okay, so you just want me to talk and explain this stuff? Yeah, I can do that. So this is a time-lapse thingy of the drive to Sasquatch Park. If you look real quick, you'll see the van guy. We'll talk more about him later. So yeah, this is all the gear I shoot with. It's a 15-year-old Canon camera, a GoPro knockoff that I got for $50, and a Chinese cell phone that's like 6 years old. No cell phone coverage up there, though, not a chance. I used old hacked shit and cheap everything, because I've got no job for years. I'm broke, poor, I gotta scavenge shit. I mean, I'm a cyber redneck, I guess. It's, 8 a.m. I've been hiking for 2 hours. And I'm trying to get to one of the GPS locations. That's the second time I've passed that tree. Oh man. Am I lost? Nah, I'm just heading back to the car. Fooled ya. This trail's a little too established to get lost on. It does cut a few times, but anyways, as I was saying, the trick I have is there's all these amazing photographers in my community who go out at the crack of dawn for golden hour shots and who also go out at golden hour at dusk and take amazing nature photography. And what I do is try to turn them into my spies, as it were. I have them look for any scat, footprints, broken trees, that sort of thing. Speaking of scat, nope. And when they take the photo, it's usually, well, I ask them to make sure it's GPS tagged. They email me the photo. I can see what the evidence looks like and gauge whether or not it's worth the trip. And then I have the GPS location to figure out where I'm going. Sometimes I get lucky and I can string 3 or 4 all together in a row, just laying them out on Google Maps and say, I'm going to go to point A, point B, point C, point D, and come back again. And that's what I'm doing today, is I've got 4 in a row that I'm going to check out. It's a gorgeous day, so I am out early trying to beat the heat. And we'll see what we can find. And just while I'm chewing on your ear, this is the infamous skunk cabbage. They're huge, and they smell kind of like skunk, kind of like skunk weed, and a lot like a big, stinky, hairy guy. Anybody know any big, stinky, hairy guys other than me? I've been in the bush for 3 days. Yeah, skunk cabbage. What I would call a false flag. Okay, I gotta get through some tight bush here. It's gonna be crouching and stuff, so I'm gonna turn this off for now. We'll see you in a bit. thing about Bigfoot is they really only operate under two speeds. They either move super slow and never break a twig underfoot. Those big feet distribute their weight so evenly that they can get through brush like this without cracking a twig. Those hands and height are good at grabbing trees to hold themselves up. But then there's another speed they have. They call it 4x4. It's where they get down on hand and foot and they lope and run fast. And when you hear them coming, they don't care. The other thing they're known for is bluffing. They'll come running at you and then stop. Just short. To scare you off. But you don't know if that run is a run and attack or a run and come short and bluff. Or it may be the first version. Slowly, quietly, blending into the shadows of the early morning, coming up on you, hiding behind some big fallen stump, and just coming to say hello. Let me catch my breath. I'm near Hope, in Hope, I'm in Hope, not past Hope, in Hope, at the Sasquatch Caves, and more than I expected. I don't know what to say. It's, there's a lot of caving here. I'm not a caver by any means, but holy mackerel. Lost my nerve once or twice, just because I've never been caving before and didn't know what to expect, where it's not that I wasn't prepared, it's just I didn't know if I was at risk. They're amazing little pockets everywhere. I don't know if you can see way down there behind me, but there's all of these little pockets, like little rooms. It's almost like this is a Stone Age condominium. Apartment blocks. Yeah, Flintstone apartment blocks. Really amazing. I highly recommend it. All you have to do is sign a waiver at the hotel, and you're in. And it's free. I recommend coming off season, off hours, and I also recommend do not come here after rain, or you'll be walking in puddles, lots of muddy puddles. I'm going to take some more video and some more pictures and catch my breath. But yeah, this is pretty incredible. I'm really impressed. Sasquatch Caves. I could see him living here and be happy about it. Me too, for that matter. So I was mentioning haunt spots before. This is one that was tagged. I don't know why she tagged it, other than it looks interesting, but I'm going to try gifting at this location, and what we get later. So I'm just going to leave these one here, one here. Oh, I should arrange them nicely. There. I know it's crazy, but Fruity Pez, don't know why, loves it. Eats the whole thing, packaging and everything. I've had a couple left that were just bit right through. Now, this could be any animal, but this is a good location for gifting, and we'll see what comes at it. It's high enough, too, that, well, squirrels could get it. We'll see. Anyways, it's worth a try. It's just Pez. I mean, come on. It's just Pez. Okay, I'm not supposed to look at you. Camera person or her? You were Joe. Joe, okay. Okay, let's talk about feet. We'll start with some scientific terms first. First is dermatoglyphics. That's the study of the markings or patterns on fingers, hands, and feet. It's like fingerprints, but more. It's all the lines and the cuts and the scars and everything. Basically what a palm reader would point at and say, oh yeah, your lifeline, you're going to be rich, or maybe you die in the next 6 months. That sort of thing is important when we're looking at footprints. It's the devil in the details. Carved wooden feet don't really have dermatoglyphics. It just doesn't have that detail, it doesn't have that texture, it doesn't have that need. The other word to learn is plantigrade. That is when an animal walks on the soles of their feet, like us humans, or a bear on his hind feet, or Bigfoot for that matter. We put one foot in front of the other, place one down, pick it up, place the other one down. But the big difference is that humans roll their feet. So when we step down, we place the heel and then the toes as we step. That's like that, because we pivot our foot on the ankle. But Bigfoot doesn't pivot like that at the ankle because he's so damn big. All that weight comes down in one big, heavy, flat foot stomp. A flexible ankle back here can't take that weight. That's why the footprints are so flat and even. They do have something called a mid-tarsal break about here, which is a bit of a flex in the middle of the foot. That sometimes shows up as a break in the middle of the print, and that's the opinion of Dr. Jeff Meldrum anyways, and Jeff is the only guy I trust, to be honest. I think I'm going to send him some of my castings for him to analyze, but I don't trust shipping plaster like that, especially with FedEx. Maybe I'll just send him some pictures. Okay, look at this amazing cast I did last year. We'll use your fancy camera to get in tight, but I want to show you it has the classic mushroom toes. See the big toe pressed in flat? Just the ridge around, just like when your own thumb, you press on your thumb, the flesh pushes up around the edges. They call those compression lines in a casting. It means the print was from a flexible foot, not a carved wooden foot. You can see this one's got a bit of an arch too in the foot, which most castings don't have. It's not completely flat. This is why some people think this is a hybrid, a casting of a hybrid. Yeah, I've heard about that. Supposedly on the dark web there is some sort of silk underground website trading in plastic castings. I'm told it's a lot of stolen copies. Basically, people are bootlegging prints. They'll buy a Patterson cast on Amazon and then they'll make new casts from it for fun and profit. Some researchers have had their castings stolen for this reason, but hey, it's all about money, right? It's a bad scene. The hybrid? Yeah, well, I'm told my plaster prints are from a hybrid, a mix of both man and Bigfoot. The local story I was told is that decades ago he raped a woman and she gave birth to a large hairy baby. By this time, the little girl was 3, and she was the size of a 10-year-old. She couldn't talk. The story goes that over time, Biggy had been visiting her during her nature walks and bonding with the child, and then one day she curled on his shoulders and they disappeared. Her mother was tried for losing or killing the child, but got off on an insanity plea with that story. I'm not surprised. It's a crazy fucking story, I know, but it's always bred a Bigfoot, isn't it? I mean, yeah. This is what a local at the bar told me when I showed him some of my prints. He figures this is their son. So I guess that makes him 3/4 human? I'm not sure. It's just another one of those fucked up Bigfoot stories that keep popping up. Are we done? Is that it? Do you need the thing again?
Hello? Hello, my name is Darren, and I got your message. Have you seen my son? Have you talked to him? Is he alive? Where are you? Is he still on the East Coast? Tell him we love him. Tell him we forgive him. He needs his medication. Please call me at this number.
Hey, thanks for showing up. Listen, I can't stick around here, okay? I don't know what you've been told or what you heard. It's basically lies. It's all lies. I gotta run, but look, this is everything you need to see. This is all my footage. Take it. Trust no one. Have fun. See you. Hello? 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 Oh, Jade? Jade, yeah. What? Yeah. Yeah, hang on. Hang on. Yeah, okay, hang on. Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. Hey. Hey, so, oh, what's my... Did you, hey man, did you look at the video I sent you? Did I give you on those discs? That should give you all the answers, hey? Like, that'll keep you busy for like a while, man. That'll keep you busy. When? No. It's always questions with you. Look, that footage should shut you up for a while, okay? Just show it. Just show the people the truth, okay? And for fuck's sake, don't use that when you're showing the footage. Don't use that recovered footage filter that glitches out and shows all the white noise and gaps and stuff. Cameras haven't done white noise in decades. It's such bullshit. You documentary guys do that all the time. And that fake video camera display over top where they show in the corners the overlay with the dying battery and the tape left. I mean, what the fuck is that fake shit, man? Okay? Just don't do that, all right? Look, the hoaxers are hoaxing you. They lie. You've seen their pictures, and yet you believe the lies they tell. They tell you lies, okay? I know Photoshop. I know Photoshop, and I've shopped a few photos in my time myself, and I see square pixels there, man. I see square pixels. You're getting screwed. Those YouTubing squatchers out there are out to discredit me. That's the plan. See, the second one of those YouTuber Bigfoot hunter guys says the word ain't, which is quite often, you know their intelligence quotient pretty damn quick. Look, I told you not to post on Reddit. Now we will both suffer the wrath of the great unwashed. So, what's your angle on this? You're just looking for dirt and drama, aren't you? Not the truth. That doesn't sell clicks for you, does it? This is one of the money laundering film projects, isn't it? You're trying to, like, somebody's dumping cash into you, and this is bullshit, man. Look, and this is not a group of friends situation. No one's going out camping with the jock, the slut, the Meritsu, the geek, or the maniac pixie dream girl, and of course the token. I'm not helping you make the next Blair Witch or Saturday the 14th movie. I didn't sign on for this shit, man. This is crap, okay? I'm not buying any of this. My job is to make the invisible visible. Have you heard of pareidolia? It's where you see faces in everything, like seeing a teddy bear in the clouds or the rabbit in the moon, man. You know, the rabbit in the moon. Okay, so you look, and eventually you go mad. You just look and you go mad, and you start to see what you want to see. Look, show the video of the faces. Show the video of the faces in the trees I sent you. Watch it for the extra faces that aren't there. Once you think you see him, then you start seeing him everywhere. Then it becomes the Bader-Meinhof, or however you say it, Bader-Meinhof phenomenon, man. Like, someone points out something, like how many there's so many pharmaceutical ads on TV. It's all pharmacy ads for the pills and shit, boner pills, and then you start seeing them everywhere. But they were there all along, man. You just didn't notice them. You didn't see. You see? And then next up you'll get Sasquatch or Suscantotilofolia. It's the fear of Sasquatch. It's that logical progression, you know? It happens to everyone, and it's happening to you. I can see it. I can see you. Let me read you something, okay? From our man John Green. Huh? You need to understand this to conquer your fear, okay? Listen, this is the very end of the book, the last thing he says. Point 2 is that Sasquatch are not dangerous. Whatever its historic cause, the instinctive fear that humans seem to have of them is not justified by anything that is known today. The wild areas of most of North America have long been considered safe for humans to wander around in, even unarmed. And if Sasquatch are there now, they have always been there. They are big and they are interesting, but they're nothing to be afraid of, okay? You, John. That's the point, man. What is the line? There's nothing to fear but fear itself. Don't buy into this. Hey. So you know about tilt shift photography? You've seen where they take pictures and from way up in the buildings and stuff, and they look like toys. So the story I heard was about a photographer who discovered it playing with a broken camera lens while on a commercial flight. So his lens broke, and it made all the pictures of the cars and the building below look like miniature models, like little matchbox cars and stuff. So then the lens, to keep the light out, he had a rubber gasket from a toilet plunger to keep the light from spoiling the picture. I don't know why I thought this story was real. I was telling it to people, and they're like, "Where'd you get this from?" And I went Googling it, and it doesn't exist. It doesn't seem to be true. And tilt shift has been around since the 1960s. The point is, your memory can't be trusted. And right now, in the state you're in, you can't be trusted. I don't think we can meet again. No. Look, here's the rule. Remember, never go to a second location with a hippie. I'll fuck off for a while. Leave me alone. How do you hang this thing up? Where's the fucking button to hang up? Shit. Look, forgive me. You came at me, I reacted. I'm feeling better. Some shit's going down, sorry. But you fucking came at me believing some internet shit from those idiots. It's all good now, okay? Just give me your phones. Give me your phones and your car keys. Yeah, no, all of you. No, they're going in the fridge. Thank you. No GPS tagging bullshit again. It's OPSEC. Thank you. OPSEC. Thank you. These are going in the fridge. I'll give them back to you when we're over. You called her? What? Why? Oh man, you got it all wrong. You idiots. What have you done? Why did you call her? I'm in the fucking witness protection program. I'm not missing. Son of a bitch, you have a special talent for fucking things up, don't you? You fucking idiot. I'm not missing. That was bait. It's a trap. Look, about 4 years ago, back in my normal life, I was going to my car in front of my house, and I saw my neighbor get gunned down in his driveway next door, of all things. I saw the hitman, he saw me, and I was able to ID him in a lineup. He's like a 28 confirmed kill professional. I testified against him, they moved me, but I don't trust the cops or the court either. He got off, he knows who I am, he could be after me. That's why I disappeared. How many times have I told you about OPSEC? You know who understands OPSEC? You know who's playing the longest and bestest game of hide and seek? Him. Bigfoot. I'm trying to do the same. There are people looking for me. I was going to do this little film of yours to tell the truth, dispel the lies, and then get off this fucking continent. Go live off grid. But you fucked that up now, didn't you?
I don't believe him.
Someone is trying to kill me. It's that simple. And now you've helped him. I don't know his name, but I call him Hunter. And he's behind this. He sends bullshit info to your crew. He steals data from my website. He sets traps for me. He spreads lies. I know where he is right now. I'm tracking him. He's a guy sleeping in the van at Harrison Lake. I'm sure of it.
He tells lies.
It's those interdweebs, those Reddit goons trying to dox me. I made enemies. It's the Bigfoot money out there. It's the big Bigfoot money out there.
None of this is true.
It's the money. Out here, big money is the lumber money. The logging industry chases off Bigfoot, so logging won't be stopped. A confirmed sign of Bigfoot means squatchers, tree huggers, media all over the place, and then a stop work order. They can't take that risk. The fishing industry has the same problem. All that corporate money is after me for telling the truth. Here in Agassiz is the government research farm, which is obviously a cover for Bigfoot genetic research. They're collecting DNA samples. Everyone knows this. They've been at it since 1886. I kid you not. It's been here so long no one notices or pays attention to it. It's been here for over 130 years. Okay, so you were on the dark net. You did the BSO, huh? The Bigfoot Suppression Organization. Did they find you? No? Oh, they will. They'll find you. Then you'll see the world of hurt you brought down on yourself. You know, the thing we first learned as humans was don't shit where you eat. You've done that now. You shit all over this, haven't you?
I don't believe him.
This goes all the way back to the destruction of the ideal society in the Americas by the Europeans. The indigenous of the US, Canada, and Mexico, the advanced civilizations of South America, the Aleutians, the Inuit, and of course the Sasquatch, the Spanish quest for gold, for money, and the oppression and destruction of the peaceful, perfect cultures. The money destroyed them, and I'm next thanks to you. You know, on X-Files, which was mostly made in Vancouver, they never once did an episode on Bigfoot because the local crew knew better not to incur the wrath. And don't forget the church. They've been at this longer than anyone. Longer than the money guys, because they want something more important than money. They want all the power. Was Goliath from the Bible a Bigfoot? Goliath in the Bible was a giant. Was he a Bigfoot? Of course he fucking was. Jack and the Beanstalk, giants in the forest. It's the Fraser Bible Belt, once again representing the giants in the Bible. All those giants in history are signposts. Read the fucking signs. Davy's Goliath. Isaac's son Asau. Gilgamesh's Endiku, Beowulf's Grendel, the Abyss Giant. The truth is there, and the church makes them into these fairy tales. The church covers up the existence of Bigfoot because he proves evolution. They really don't like that, trust me. That gets them crazy. Okay, yeah, listen, I might have exaggerated some stuff in the past or even downright lied in some cases back in the day. But I dropped that shit 20 years ago when I got married. I realized a golden truth. Don't be honest because it's right. Do it because you're lazy. Maintaining a lie is not easy. Remember that every lie incurs a debt to truth. Sooner or later, that debt will be paid. And those liars who besmirch me will fucking pay.
This is the last time we will contact you. This is irregular. You received the previous email. You looked at his blog postings. You saw the fake photos. You saw the fake footprints. You saw the fake castings. Does not a picture tell 1,000 words? Yet you seem to need more. His deception and lies are tantamount. He betrays those who work hard with honest intentions. He is the deceiver. It is apparent for all to see, and yet you do not. He deceives you and others all around him, but mostly he deceives himself. This is the last time we will contact you. This is irregular. We have your snail address. We will send you the evidence. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then a video is worth 1,000,000. We are not anonymous. This is a mask. We all wear masks. This is the last time we will contact you. This is irregular.
It's good to see you again. I'm glad we were able to settle our differences, you owned up to your mistakes, and we can move forward. This is important work, and I've got a tale to tell. I'm really excited. I've got some amazing new footage from my trail cams to show you. Remember when we talked before about how no one seems to find any dead big feet? No bones. How many people do you know have found dinosaur bones, for instance? Other than my famous uncle, of course. Okay, the reason I ask is because almost always those dino bones are claimed or taken by the state or donated to museums to share with everyone. Look, it's a known fact that the infamous Smithsonian Museum eats Bigfoot stuff. All the bones, skulls, hair, and DNA samples sent to them for decades just disappears. People think they're sending it off to experts to be analyzed and then put on display with their name as finder, and then they'll be famous. It just doesn't work that way. All the evidence just disappears into that black hole known as the Smithsonian, just like the ending of the Indiana Jones movie. Humans ate the Neanderthals, right? Homo sapiens are a worldwide pest species. We ate all the mammoths, and now we're devouring the whole planet. I think he's just here to witness this. He's here to witness our sins. Have you heard of this radio silence wilderness protocol? It's a ham radio thing or a CB radio thing. It's like a rule or a courtesy thing or whatever. When you're out in the bush with your radio at 5 minutes to the hour, you just listen. You turn on your radio to reserve frequency and you just listen for people who need help. If you hear someone who needs help, then you might be able to assist or at least relay their message to search and rescue. Since learning about this, I make sure to do it all the time now. Well, almost all the time. Most of the time. What's interesting is that I started picking up other radio signals, weird shit that I couldn't identify. It would be really active when I was at a site that I had Bigfoot signs. I got to dig into this more and play with this more and figure out what's going on. I need better gear. I just have all this cheap consumer crap that I can barely afford as it is. One of the things I wanted to cover while I'm out here today is some bush etiquette I learned from an uncle of mine, and it's monitoring public radio. Public CB radio, I used to call it. Citizens Band is CB, I guess. And the idea is that if you're out in the bush and it's a remote location and there could be other people in the area, if someone's in distress on the hour, they will call out on one of the channels. So the etiquette, the bush etiquette thing I learned is that on the hour, you turn it on and you listen. And I got this little cheapy thing here that does the job. I'm quite pleased with it. I'm just going to fire it up and we're going to do a monitor here. So basically, you hear nothing. That's the idea. And you sit here quietly and listen for nothing. You usually give it about 4 or 5 minutes. Now, it's not on the hour or 10 to the hour or whatever that time is. So I'm not going to sit here with dead space for for that period. But the other thing that's nice about this, that's really handy, especially here in the middle of nowhere, is
humidity 80%, wind east-southeast 15 kilometers per hour. Hope, temperature 19, relative humidity 70%, wind west-southwest 15 kilometers per hour.
Vallée du Fraser, secteur ouest, incluant Abbotsford. Vallée du Fraser,
it's going to be a hot one today.
centre, incluant Chilliwack. Vallée du Fraser, secteur
Going to be a real hot one today. So with that in mind, I'm actually going to shut it down. Right. I do have something interesting to show you this time. I found this on my last trip out north. It's a bezoar. Bezoar? Yeah, freaky looking, isn't it? Basically, it's a giant hairball. People, cats, larger mammals get them, but smaller, obviously. It's all the hair sitting in their stomach, just balling up and compacting till it's too big and it's got to come up somehow. Usually they puke it up. Just kind of poke around and show you what I found. So I'm kind of excited by this. I think I know what it is, but we're about to find out. So where is it again? It's somewhere in here. Like I said, the wind was down. I came out early. There it is. I don't know if I'm picking this up on camera. Right there. I thought it was like a dead rat or a dead weasel or something. So I'm going to pick this up and see. Well, I'll admit I looked at it earlier, but yeah, it is exactly what I thought. Let's get it in the sunlight here. So that, my friends, is a bezoar. Back in the day, bezoars had value because they were believed to have the power of the universal antidote against any poison. One this big has to be a Bigfoot bezoar. It's huge. That's all matted hair. I found it at a footprint site. This hairball is from him licking himself, his fingers, or worrying at a wound, or cleaning his mate, or cleaning his children. All this hair is from them grooming each other. They aren't serious groomers, but you still get hairballs when you're that hairy. And the hair from the animals they ate, like squirrels and stuff, is in here. The DNA in these hairs will prove his related family members and more. This is like the mosquito and the amber in Jurassic Park. This is the ambergris of Bigfoot. It's the DNA motherlode. It's going to cost me a ton of money to get that bezoar tested. The Bigfoot curse is going to destroy my family and bankrupt me. I spent a ton of money on these other DNA reports already. Getting DNA analysis is really expensive. You know, it would help if you could pitch in, on these and pay for some of this. Look, all the reports I've already had done are out of my own pocket. This is one DNA saliva report from just last year. I took spit sample swabs from food treats I had left out. He had bitten and then spit back out, so I had saliva on that. All these keep coming back as samples as an unknown primate origin that almost always match to the same individual, the one same animal. The bezoar should have multiple samples of that same family, all related, and that's the proof I need. But this much material needs to be separated, cleaned, sorted, and then sampled. I don't know if I can afford that. It always comes down to money, doesn't it? I can sit here and blame the government, the CIA, the Illuminati, Google, Amazon, Bill Gates, the WWF, and especially the NRA. They all have a play in this. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean everyone isn't out to get you. And they are. Thanks to the internet, they aren't specifically targeting you, but thanks to the power of computers and scale, they are automatically fucking with all of us. En masse. Yeah, some of that video stuff they sent you from my website looks a little suspect, I agree. But it's the magic of filmmaking, right? The best documentarists know they have to fudge stuff a little. I mean, it's to get the good shot and make a better story, right? Like Walt Disney pushing those lemmings off the cliff. It wasn't real, it never happened, but it made great fucking TV. Scared the hell out of me as a little kid, but, made good television. Look, if push comes to shove, I will admit that sometimes I lie by omission. For instance, is that a guy in a suit in my videos? No way. I would never stoop that low. I have never filmed a guy in a suit. But there might have been some of that Blade Runner Enhanced 57 to 19 track 45 left kind of stuff going on, sure. but that's only to improve it and make for a better story. No. Now, I didn't snail mail you. Nothing. I didn't snail mail you anything. What's wrong with you? It's called postal mail. Yeah, postal is the word. And no, I didn't send anything. No, I don't know what you're talking about. No threats. I wouldn't threaten you guys. Look, we're working together, right? What do you mean death threats? That's crazy. That's insane. I don't even know where to snail you anything. I don't have your address. This is getting ridiculous. You know that. This is getting completely ridiculous. It seems like every time you wire me up, you put me under these hot lights, you just want to accuse me of random wacko shit. This is fucking crazy that I put up with your shit and your stupid fucking questions. Is this a documentary or an expose? All for the story, huh? Make fun of me and portray me as a lunatic. Is that your fucking plan? Look, we're done here. We're done here. Get this shit off of me. I'm done. Get this shit off of me. You know Disney owns the patent for the genetic design of Bigfoot, right? Walt Disney himself knew the truth all about it. Dig out that Mickey Mouse book I wrote that I sent you and use it. Look through it. I mean, I wrote it all down in that book. Ask Kurt Russell. He lives around here somewhere in Vancouver. He knows all the truth about Disney. One of Bigfoot's ancestors got lost here on Earth and had the Greeks build him this device so he could get home, kind of like an ET phone home situation. They tried to build him a phone. It's true. Look, it's called the anti-Carthera mechanism, or however you say it. It kind of looks like a clock, but it's an astral calculator to figure out when and where they would come pick him up. Look, Google it. It's true. The government has created a simian virus that will accidentally kill us all, except him. They know that, and it scares them. They have a magic bullet, but it's suicide because it'll kill us all. Wait, that was Planet of the Apes, right? The remake? That was the whole simian flu thing? I don't know. Fuck, I'm confused. What the hell am I thinking of? What was... I don't know. Okay, you know this village here where we are, where we're doing this place, Agassi? It was a native slave village, and he is their protector. I mean, that's why he's out here. He's the guardian. They made a deal with him to keep them and their land safe. That's when he gets aggressive. When you threaten them or their land, then you deal with him. So the big question is, did Homo sapiens kill the Neanderthal? I mean, well, of course, like I said, we ate them. Did we kill them all? How? With what tools? Tools is the theory. Killing with tools gave us the leg up on them so we could eat meat, their meat. The question is, what were their tools to survive? How did he get this far? How did Bigfoot's people survive the big cleanse when we were eating Neanderthals? We had tools. What does he have? What helped him survive the great cleanse? See these three holes? These three holes in a triangle, these three red marks in a triangle on the side of my neck here? See that? You know what that is, right? Have you done your research? Look, an old girlfriend of mine had these appearing on her for a while. It's not fucking mosquito bites, okay? It's not bed bugs. They're always in that perfect triangle. It's the sign that you've been visited.
You were sent these videos from someone on the dark web.
What?
Can you respond to this?
No, I don't. I haven't seen this before. This isn't me. I've never seen this before. This is fake. This is not, no, this is deep faked. Who made this? Where'd you get this isn't real. I've never seen this before. I don't know what this is. It doesn't even look like me. That's not me. More fucking drama, huh? More story. So look, stop fucking with it. I'm not crazy. Stop using this fucking faked hoax crap to make me look bad. This isn't the story I want to tell. This isn't the story I need to tell.
You have one unheard message. First unheard message sent yesterday at 7:15 p.m.
Hey. Yeah, your wife's a Bigfoot, isn't she? Your wife's a Bigfoot, isn't she? Your wife is a Bigfoot, isn't she? Your wife is a Bigfoot, isn't she? You saved that bitch and taught her how to speak. Goody goo. Goody goo. Goody goo. Goody goo.
Bigfoot wife. So what? Who cares about your stupid little film? What I have to say is more important. Yeah, I admit I made some feet to pay the bill. So what? Look, I have to say I'm proud of this. I mean, I scanned in my water-wrinkled feet and photoshopped them into a Bigfoot scale and shit. Those are my feet. That's me in there too. So what? It's about the story, right? I have a story to tell. It's about the story, right? Gotta go. Half Bigfoot, half Bigfoot, gonna go. Half, Cody.
Come here. Come say hello. Come say hello. See? Say hello. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Hello. Say hi. Say hi. No, don't bite me. Ow, don't bite me. Say hi. No, you're supposed to. Ow, 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 ow. So, did you read the newspaper this morning? Did you hear about the earthquake? They call it an explosion quake. It was like bang. No shaking or nothing, just like someone hit my house with a truck. It was fucking scary, you know. We're in a tsunami zone, right? Tsunami, I know how to say that word. I told you about Mount Breckenridge, right? I'm starting to get worried about this. I need to check my preps. I'm worried about how this will affect him. He's going to be on the move now. Waldo is his name because he is a Waldo, a remote manipulator, like puppets, operated either mechanically or electronically, or in this case biologically. That's his name though, Waldo. I've named him and I know it's the right name. He's like a cat. He has a regular name, a fancy name, and a super secret name that only he himself knows. Ragaru is a genetic disorder. You are normal until the Ragaru gene is triggered. Your body changes and grows bigger with muscles, and you get a craving for raw meat. In order to complete the transformation, you have to take a bite of human flesh. And they're from Quebec mostly. It's a DNA inherited trait. They are the first hybrids. I used to have this serious condition called hikiromi. Basically, it's an acute social withdrawal syndrome. I couldn't leave my apartment. This was back in the 90s when the internet just hit, so I stayed in my apartment, my little studio apartment, for almost a year without leaving. I'd get food and booze delivered and throw my garbage over the balcony, and it was crazy. And then I got some help and was introduced very slowly with exposure therapy to forest bathing, and then that changed everything. And after these years in the forest, I began to become aware of him around me, surrounding me. Yes, I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's always about Bigfoot brides. He keeps them for sex, not breeding. He likes their smell. It's like a King Kong Fay Ray thing. And in fact, now that I say that out loud, it's exactly like that. Huh. What? Yes, right. Right, I promised you that trail cam footage, didn't you? I sent it to you, right? You got it? Can you bring it up on that screen? Can you bring it? Yeah? Okay, here it is, here it is. This is from my homemade cams and baiting I did. I use sound baiting as well. You can hear it. Listen, okay, listen. Okay, there he's on the left side of the screen. Okay, wait. And then bang, he takes out the camera. He only hit this one, this one. The others he left alone, and he didn't show up on them. But there's even better stuff. I set up another hidden camera, a new hidden camera I bought facing the trail cam tree. By the way, thanks for the money to buy it. I'm sure you can expense it. It's running infrared imaging and also tracking the electromagnetic field numbers. Look at that. Look, see? On there, look at the IR he's giving off, and the EMF numbers are spiking like mad. And then, wait, watch this. Boom, he's gone. And look at the EMF peak. What the fuck happened there? It's like someone fired up an arc welder in the forest or something. What the fuck? See the hand? See, and the hair? See the hair? See the IR and the EMF? See, there it is. That video is worth a million words and the proof I need. This and all the other evidence I have. All I wanted to do is find proof and to be famous. That's my story. Prove them all wrong. I was right. Fuck you all. See, I told you so. I fucking win. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. Like my hat? Yeah, I thought I'd dress up. Isn't there a trick where he does this? Oh, yeah, like this. Bought this hat in Vegas 30 years ago. No kidding. Yeah, 30 years ago, bought this hat in Vegas. Love this hat. We ready? You guys ready? You like my hat? Thought I'd dress up. Is she okay? No, seriously, is she okay? Wow. Good. Look, no, I'm sorry to hear that. I had no idea. I'm sorry. Look, I saw a doctor. I got new meds. I'm rebalanced. Things are good. I'm sorry about my behavior, but let's be nice and sparkling clear about something. It's all true, crazy or not, okay? Yeah, now they think I might have DID, dissociative identity disorder or something. They say it's driven by trauma, but I can't think of anything that happened to me that would trigger it. I don't buy into these diagnoses anyways. Fucking doctors are quacks. And isn't DID like multiple personalities? They're just me, trust me. There's nobody else in here. I told you about my crazy days in the 90s, right? That year I spent locked up, man, I went through all sorts of drugs trying to figure out how to balance my blood chemistry. I started with opioids, and that was a bad scene. Cocaine loved me so much, I hated it. Psilocybin and I danced together more than once, but I always ate too many mushrooms and overdid it. The way to get those things to kick in is just say out loud, I don't think they're working, I'll eat more. And then they slam into your brain like a cement truck. That's when I heard that guy talking to me in Spanish for like 36 hours. Weed and alcohol were nice, but muddled things up. Aminita mascara works really well to open the doors of perception, but screw up the dose and you're either sick or dead. And I've come close to dead a few times. I even wrote out my will on a pizza box. But hyamlin salilifolia, the vertine, lifoline, lyerline, hemidine, lithardrine, that's what blew everything wide open for me. That's my jam, literally. Yeah, Yeah, I have to admit that part is true. That's when I couldn't find a place to live for quite a while, and I lost my river view, so I was out on the streets. I think it was only a year or two of living rough and camping a lot. I actually got a lot of research started then. It's when the whole picture started to come together. Some people were looking for me. I wasn't missing. I just didn't want to be found. Do you know in the movie American Psycho, the unreliable narrator, Patrick Bateman, claims that he saw Bigfoot on his favorite talk show and found him surprisingly articulate and charming. I'm not articulate. What drives me crazy is, what talk show was that? I don't even know where to start. Was it Oprah or Povich or who? This bugs me. So the EMF spike or flash or whatever in that trail cam video has led me to a new train of thought. Thanks to my new camera, I can track the EMF trail to him. But I think I need to hide my electrical signature of both my gear and myself. Humans are running at about 100 megahertz, and I'm seeing he's running at both higher and lower frequencies. I read about the Schumann resonance, but I'm thinking that doesn't fly here. Like, we've got to find the frequency, Kenneth, right? I mean, what's the frequency, Kenneth, right? We know that one, right? So I need to build a signal blocker for me, which is easy and so cliche, I started laughing like for 10 minutes when I put it on. I mean, it worked. And I need a Faraday cage for my gear to block the signal. So basically, I'm creating a bioelectric magnetic camouflage. I'm toying with the idea of a very, very large Faraday cage made of metal fishing wire woven into a net around me. I'm not sure about that because when I say it out loud, it sounds kind of crazy. So, yeah, the FBI documents. We need. Where is this? We need to talk about this. These are the FBI documents. You got that? Can you all see that? There's a stack of them here, and I'll make sure you get a copy of these. I just want to walk you through some of this stuff. So these are dated August 26, 1976. I mean, this first one's a letter. This guy, Peter Byrne, he's the director of the Bigfoot Information Center. So they wrote to the FBI, and he's like, hey, the FBI examined some hair we sent you. We want to know, is it Bigfoot or what? And then J. Cochran Jr., this is an actual FBI document, writes back. It's got all the stamps on it and everything showing. He writes back and says, hey, we've been able to locate any reference to such examination in our files. That's September 76. And then in November 76, the guy writes back and we go, we gave you hair and skin. And these Bigfoot guys call themselves a scientific and educational exhibition for all ages. And then there's a memo. This is all Right to Information Act stuff. Later in the December 76, and it's all marked up. And they're writing to themselves internally within FBI, going, "Hey, what's this all about?" And then another memo within the FBI is like, "Oh yeah, an examination was granted. Here's a letter. We approve. We're going to do it." And then they write another letter back to the Bigfoot guys and go, "Yeah, we analyzed it and found it belonged to no known animal. The experts did it. Dr. Rice looked at it, unable to record the source of the FBI hair." So they're like, "Yeah, it's not a known animal, but we say we don't know where it is." And then this one, see these yellow bits? This is redacted. They didn't use the old black marker thing. They just whited it out or something. And then they're like, "Hey, Sasquatch again." And then this guy, special agent somebody, he gets blacked out. He was in on it. And then they black out some more, and the hairs were determined to be a member from a deer family. Well, a minute ago they didn't know what it was, and then the Bigfoot guys want the hair back. And then again, in the FBI, they're like, the examination included a study of morphological characteristics such as root culture, medullary structure, and cuticle thickness, in addition to scale casts. Also, the hairs were compared directly with the hairs of known origin. What known origin? Under a comparison microscope. It was concluded, the result of the examinations, that the hair was of the deer family. So they didn't have it. They did have it. They didn't test it. It's not a known animal. Now it's a deer. This is all internal. And then in the end, the last document, we're already up to March 77 here, sending back to the Bigfoot Information Center, is thanks for talking to Agent Blank again. And Mr. Byrne, who you need to talk to, is expected back from Nepal in the next week or two, and you will receive copies of our correspondence. And this is from Howard Curtis, the Academy of Applied Sciences in this. And it's a mess. It's a mess. Again, all from Freedom Information Act. I put this stuff up on the screen, and I'll have this on my website for people to see. It's just a trail of lies. That's all it is. It's just one big trail of lies. All this evidence that is coming together is starting to convince me that Bigfoot was placed here as a humanities supervisor by the ancient astronauts. We know that the original aliens came to Earth and planted the seeds for humanity. They gave prehistoric man the tools to eat better and grow bigger brains. But they needed someone to keep an eye on us. That's why Bigfoot and his people, that's why they're here, to keep an eye on us and keep things in line. Give us a gentle nudge or a big push when we need it. He's here to take care of us. Okay, let's get scientific and look at the math, at the numbers, look at the measurements. It starts with the metric meter, which was derived in 1794 from scientific measurements on the Earth being divided into 40 million parts. How did we know the Earth's circumference was 40 million meters? And how did we know 40 million segments to drive the meter as a measurement? Well, that was Plato's geometer. And then look at the golden ratio, right? The Fibonacci sequence of 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, the divine proportion from nature all around us. Then look at the cubit used for the pyramids. Divide the circle into the golden ratio squared, and that's what they did to the Earth for the meter. That's how they came up with the meter. The meter is derived from the circumference of the cubit's diameter and the golden ratio. This is all coming from pyramid research and laser measurements, of course. I mean, that's how they proved it. And then there's the pentagon of the span, the palm, the hand, the cubit, and of course the foot. And then the royal cubit and the quine and the foot. So we have the imperial foot measurement and its relationship to the meter and how they're connected. So why is a meter 1,000 millimeters? Why not 1,107? Why not 1,107? Why not 1,107? Why 1,000? And where I'm going with all this is, why is the meter actually the measurement of 2 average Bigfoot feet? Only 3 humans' feet, or more or less. He was there at the beginning. And they used his foot as the measurement, not human feet, 1 foot, 2 foot, 1 foot, 2 feet. It's obvious when you do the math. I'll send you the spreadsheet. I made all the calculations. I mean, come on. The cubit is 18 inches. That's the average Bigfoot foot. Don't you see? A cubit is the size shoe he would wear. We are living in a mathematically driven matrix, and Bigfoot is our shepherd that we do not want. My head is such a mess right now that when I see a man on television swinging a hammer, I immediately think it's going to go into someone's head claw first. I never think he's building a birdhouse. Birdhouse in your soul. Why are these bad things happening to me? I mean, I'm a smart guy. I'm a good person. I don't deserve this. Why is there all this pressure from everyone? There's so many questions and questioning, and I've done nothing wrong, but everyone treats me like this. I mean, I'm a nice guy. I didn't kick a puppy. Why is all of this happening to me? I didn't ask for this. I don't want this. I'm a good person. I'm talented. I deserve better than this. I'm a really good person. Why? You know, it's weird how it creeps up on you slowly. First, it's some weird noises you hear at random. Over time, you hear a knock or a doorbell, and then you hear your name, and then you hear a phrase, and then you hear a sentence, and then you're answering, and then it's telling you things you should do. And it happens so slowly, you don't notice. It's not normal. It's like that frog in the hot water doesn't realize how hot it's getting. Madness is just a state of mind and place, and I went sideways to get there. Yes, let's talk about time. Einstein is talking about the block universe. This is looking at time as a four-dimensional block of all events across time and space. Everything everywhere happens at once. Nothing is past or present or future. Time doesn't flow forward, it just is. One big block of everything, everywhere and for all infinity. Just everywhere. It stretches out. It's like that old birthday card joke I like. Forget about the past, you can't change it. Forget about the future, you can't predict it. Forget about the present, I didn't get you one. I know, it's hilarious. Okay. Think of time like this vinyl record. Okay? We are here, right now, where the needle would be playing and moving forward. But we have great power over this record. We can jump back and forth with no problem at all. You can even run the record backwards. Just not a Judas Priest album. But when you look at this album, you can see all of the time it entails right here in my hands. This could be my lifetime. And it's all there. Not moving backwards or forward, it's just a block of time. It's the block universe. But the record isn't just my lifetime and my timeline. It's all of it. Everyone and everywhere. Its width is infinite. It's truly a long playing record. So let's say this record is our conceived and perceived universe. What? Yeah, I guess. Okay, so the B side is our bizarro universe. The A side is our universe. Negative space. That aside, now we add a stack of records on either side that pile up and down for infinity. So this just goes on forever. Either way, it never ends. An unimaginable stack of alternate universes and time. That's alternity. That's the concept there, that exist alternate parallel worlds or universes. This isn't just us, this is all of us. If you had the power and perception, you could pick any track on this record at any time in this never-ending stack of universes. You could go anywhere at any time in the alternity. Bigfoot can and does regularly. And I've got all the evidence and the proof. Okay, so in 1970, a Montana rancher took a rifle shot at Bigfoot and Biggy just disappeared in a flash of light. Just like my EMF video. He just poof, disappeared. He picked up another track on the record or another record entirely. Or maybe he just went home. So, the scientific researcher Dr. Johnson has recorded visible interdimensional Bigfoot portals near the Oregon caves. These are the Bigfoot guardians at these portals to keep us out. I think these are the bigger superhighway jumping points. Maybe for longer time and longer distance jumps, they need these portals. I'm betting it's a ley line. Yeah, so ley lines are this grid on the Earth of energies that circle the planet. Usually they connect sacred places like the pyramids and Stonehenge and stuff like that. They're using the ley lines to jump. You know, it's funny, but you know Santa Claus travels the same way. All over the world, at any time, he just jumps from house to house with an infinite bag of holding. It might be a fairy tale, it might be magic, it might be science. The thing about infinite timelines and multiple universes is that once you're exposed to the concept and digest fully and understand it, then it starts to show its face everywhere. You start to feel yourself in the time streams. You can feel time in and around you, that block. And you get the benefits from choosing the right ones. I can jump from record to record, but just don't gaze too deep into the infinite, lest you get lost forever. So this alternity jumping power Bigfoot has, he was given it by the ancient astronauts. This puts them all in another category of being. They are like birds to me. I've always been afraid of birds because they can fly and I can't. They win. Same situation here. I call those beings with this time and space jumping power the sidewalkers. They come to us from an alternate dimension by stepping through into our space-time and taking resources like food and animals and even people, and then they go back to where it's safe for them. They walk around the sidelines of our reality. They are the sidewalkers. A sidewalker can glitch directly into your home and fuck with you and glitch right back out again. We only see Bigfoot when he's out for nature walks and he's exposed, but he regularly visits our homes and buildings and stuff. He can see us when we're sleeping. He can see us when we're awake. These beings are advanced humans in the perfect human-like form that travel from other dimensions. Some are skinny, tiny and gray with big heads, not well suited for the outdoors, and others are big and hairy and strong and perfect for the woods. Based on my mapping of Bigfoot sightings, I have a theory that those big electrical power lines screw with their sidewalking ability. No sightings near hydro lines or transformers. They avoid the power stations and transmission lines at all cost. From what I can tell, this keeps them away, and I'm betting that the powerful EMF screws with their sidewalking. What? What? Yes, evidence and proof. Okay, so my last big trip out in the mountains, I took some more of that nice tech I bought with some of your money. I hid a sort of GPS tracking device into a toy that I left at a gifting baiting site for him, and he grabbed it. It's kind of like a low jack, and it uses low frequency pings that I hoped he wouldn't notice, no EMF that he'd pick up on. It's low tech and it's cheap, but it gives really good mapping data. He took the fucking bait. It was like hooking that shark in Jaws. It was exciting and scary at the same time. I was literally shitting my pants. Look at this. This Google map shows him moving fast and gapping in and out at large distances all around me. I'm down here. He started up here and he starts wrapping around and he jumps here in mere seconds. That's sidewalking. That's not a drop signal. If you look at the timestamps on this, put it up on the screen. He's running and moving here and he just jumps completely and then off the grid completely. I can't find the tracker at all now. Look, this was my location and I think he was just circling in on me before he disappeared completely. I'm worried I poked the bear. If he got a good whiff of me, he might follow me home. So I'm building myself a Faraday cage to keep the sidewalkers from getting in. I've got to be careful. That's why the hat. That's why this. I mean, I know it's crazy, but it should help. One thing I noticed out there while he was getting close to me is not only that usual stinky, musky smell of Bigfoot, but a real sharp smell of ozone, electrical, like someone welding. I'm starting to suspect he uses his musk to cover the ozone smell. The byproduct of his sidewalking jumps is that ozone. Okay, more proof. I've got a lab report back on the blood samples that I took from when he cut his mouth on that Pez container I gifted him. What? Now, I told you all about that. I gave you video of this and everything. Jesus Christ, would you keep up? Are you just sleepwalking through this? Do your fucking homework. Keep up with me. I sent you the video. Show the fucking video. Show them the video. And we'll talk about the blood report. Okay, so this is my blood report. Put it up on the screen. They couldn't or wouldn't do the DNA for some reason. Some bullshit contamination excuse, but they were able to get the blood type. Which I'll admit at first didn't do much for me until I did my own research. He's RH null. You ever heard of that blood type? Me neither. What do I know from blood types? But get this, RH null is called golden blood. And they only know 40 people in the world with this type. The lab guys were so excited they called me on the phone before they sent the report over, and they thought I was fucking with them. They said it's the world's most precious type. They keep calling me every fucking day wanting more information from me. They want to know who I am. They think it's my blood, and they want to come to the university, get me to come to the university lab. Good thing I use my burner phone. They don't know who I am, and hopefully they won't find me. Okay, but get this. I talked with one lab tech a little bit who was more open to my ideas, and between the two of us, we know that their blood proves they are the result of cosmic ray mutations that are greater than us. This is the proof. Now we know the star people put the sidewalkers here to monitor us for their research projects. Bigfoot's people are angels sent to watch over us by the gods. I know. I know. Where they only believe me, I know. I have the knowledge, the knowing of him. While the fools are left with believing an empty faith, me, I know. My eyes have seen. I am witness to his power. Dio nostro setum magnum peditum. 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 Peditum.
Mètres à l'heure. Haute, la température 25, l'humidité.
Make sure I'm in a good light here. Camera ready? Camera ready? Yeah. Okay, so this morning we're going to set up a gifting site. Now, a lot of people call this baiting. I don't like to call it baiting because that implies hunting. And as you know, we're finders, not hunters. So the idea with the gifting is to, well, give a gift, something he'd be interested in, something to get his attention, and then in return, all we're asking for is a clear photo. A clear photo. Stop moving. Blurry bastard. So I'm going to show you what I have here. Now, don't laugh, but this all started a few years ago when I was in Vancouver in my old hood at a candy store. And I'll admit, I had just come out of the bar, so I was a little bit tipsy and buying candy. I don't think that bar is there anymore. Shout out to Bimini's, you were great. Good beer. Good hot pot too. So went to the candy store, and the kid working there said, how can I help you? Because I was fumbling. Yes, that's a polite word. And I said, I'm looking for candy for, and I meant to say kid, but I said Sasquatch. He said, oh, candy for Sasquatch. Yes, that makes total sense. So, first thing he recommended is cherry pez, because everyone loves cherry pez. That's a movie reference. Hopefully some of you get it. And then he said, of course, someone like Bigfoot would want something that most represents himself. So we've got that Tasmanian devil and good old Chewbacca. Now, I think Chewbacca is the closest to Bigfoot. And I'd say that's a ripoff. Lucas, you owe Bigfoot royalties. Big time. So I'm going to set up the baits. Sorry, wrong term. The treats, the gifts, and I'm going to set up a scent drip. This scent drip is filled with a wonderful mixture of apple extract and salmon oil. From what I've read, he loves it. So we're going to set that up and then set up the homemade trail cam and see what we get. So this is what I'm calling the gifting rock next to the gifting tree. And we're going to hide that there. Well, not hide, but I'm going to pull that off in a minute and that'll start to slowly drip. And we'll kind of get a nice spread around here. That's the tree where I'm going to put the trail cam, so it'll be shooting towards me, towards what I'm calling the gifting rock. So on the gifting rock, we are going to put Mr. Chewbacca. Now the idea here, these kind of stand out a little bit, but the Pez really do stand out. The idea here is that hopefully they're attracted to the drip right here. Now I'm standing on a rock. This will actually be at eye level if he just kind of turns around and sees the gifts. Now, I kid you not, I can show you other video. I've left cherry Pez before. I haven't left Pez dispensers before because, honest, I'm worried they're collectibles. But I have seen the cherry Pez bit right through. He eats right through the container. There's something about the hard candy through the foil. But I think then the foil hits his teeth and he freaks him out. So, okay, I've got to get through all this brush here and get over there and put up the trail cam. And then I'll take another shot and we'll leave it for the day and see how we do. All right, we're back. So that's the gifting rock. I'm standing where the trail cam would be pointing. The sunlight's going to be perfect all day, really. He's going to be backlit, top lit, or lit from this side. The sun's literally going to come up over and behind. So there's the tree where the drip is with the apple and salmon. And I'm going to see if I can zoom in and see if you can see the Pez are right in there. In their cozy little spot. Come around to me. And there's the trail cam. I couldn't get any higher. I'm going to just put a stick underneath just to tilt it upwards. There's so much brush in here and trying to stand and everything. So I'm just going to tilt it up a bit so we get the angle. But it looks pretty good. Hopefully he doesn't notice it again like last time. And yeah. The thing about this area, nothing else is here. Nothing. I haven't seen scat signs of any other animals. I haven't seen or heard. I'll hear a crow once in a while on the way through. That's it. I heard an owl last night, and he was on his way through. He didn't stick around. This place is just dead. But it's perfect for him. And I don't know if you can see through the woods there. We're near water, and there's a lot of blackberries down there. But hopefully he likes cherries more than he likes blackberries. And we'll come back late tonight, closer to dusk, while it's still safe to come back and see what we got. Okay, so I'm back at Gift Rock, it's just too damn hot to stay out here anymore today, so I came back late in the afternoon, but not late in the day. This was where it was supposed to be, thank goodness, thanks to the good old green bungee cord. So, didn't get to it this time. But, if we go up to the gifting, where we left the Pez, pardon me while I get my ass up here, the scent bottle, the dripper bottle, has been knocked off and it's pretty much empty. I don't know if he nursed on it or what. I don't see any chewing marks. It may have just dripped itself dry. It's hard to say. And then, those little things there, those white things, are Pez. And there's some chewed up cherry Pez packaging. Don't worry, I'll clean this up. And then over here, we see that the Pez, as mentioned, ooh, that's wet. He's bitten through that one. And he's left, I've been looking at this one, he left rocks. So he does this regularly, he leaves rocks. And the reason I was looking at this one is, I'm keeping this one. I think this is petrified wood. Doesn't that look like the middle of the tree there and the rings? I've got an uncle that can figure this out. I'll have him look at it. So I'm hanging on to that one. And then these were filled. And they're empty. And oh, they're wet again. I need a bag. Okay, I need a plastic bag. These are covered in saliva. And it looks like, yeah, I'm not sure what's on that other one. But I'd say this was successful. He left me some nice rocks. Thank you. I'm going to take those. And I'll clean up the rest of this. I'll take my drip bottle back. And the leftover Pez. And yeah, I'd say that was moderately successful. I'm going to get those Pez containers into a Ziploc baggie and maybe we can get some DNA off of them. I've had success with that before. Of course, it always comes back unspecified primate, which could be me. But what I want to be able to do is match that it's the unspecified primate and not me or any of my relatives. Rule out everything we can. Anyways, I'm panting because it was a bit of a hike up here and hot. So yeah, that's today. I think things went well. Bye. All right. Golden hour. Let's see how our trail cam did. Trail cam? Hello, trail cam. You were right there. I remember because the bark was split up the side. Something's been walking through there. You know, wasn't the smartest thing making that thing camouflage. And then I can't find it as well. Oh, there it is. Hey, once again, green bungee cord saves the day. It was brighter than everything else. It's not broken. What the hell's that? I heard something up by the gifting rock there that we did yesterday. Oh shit, fuck. Fuck. I'm gonna get behind here. Can you see that? Oh shit, my viewfinder is not on. How do I turn on the viewfinder without turning off the recording? Okay, I'm still recording. Good. Oh fuck. Right behind it. To the right. Right behind the gifting rod. To the right. Oh fuck, it's coming. Fuck me. Oh, Jesus Christ. There's 3 of them. Fuck. Shit. This guy down here. Fuck. There's 3. One was on the gifting rock, baiting me out. And then there was one on either side. What is that, a pincer maneuver? Fuck. I gotta see if I can get the hell out of here. I'm like 2 clicks from the nearest road. I really should shut up. Fuck me. I don't hear them. I'm assuming all my screaming scared them off. I'm hoping all my screaming scared them off. That's the rock up there, past that stump. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck! Oh. Okay. There's 3 of them. And it's a family. The biggest one's the female. I don't know, I think. I didn't get that close of a look. And it might be an older son and a younger son, or it might be the male and a young child. I was busy running for my fucking life. I was running across that log to get across that, I don't know, dry creek or whatever. And something from underneath it grabbed my ankle and pulled. And then that's when I went down. And I think I blacked out because the sun's in a different location right now. I don't know, fuck. Yeah, I guess looking at my watch, probably 15, 20 minutes. There's no sign of them. I've crawled back up to my camp. My right foot is fucked. I don't think it's a twisted ankle, to say the least. I can barely walk on it. I literally dragged myself up here. And there's blood coming out. My sock is soaked with blood, so I'm not even going to undo my boot. Because whatever it is, it's holding it together. I'm going to try to get back to my tent. That's where my go bag is. That's where my fucking radio is. And I'm hoping I can get some help from there. Oh fuck. There's 3 of them. It's a tribe. I thought it was just the one old gray-haired one, but there's 2 that are smaller and younger. One really. Oh my, okay, I can't do this anymore. I gotta get some water and some painkillers, and I gotta somehow build myself a crutch. Well, I've got one started here, and get back to camp. I'm at least 2K away from camp, and considering my foot, it's going to take me all fucking day to get there through this bush. I'll check in when I'm calling SARS Search and Rescue. God damn, I hope they can hear me. I didn't want it to go this way. I did not want it to go this way. What do they say? Home sweet home? Oh, man. Oh, where's my shirt? Oh, I gotta get this shirt off. Sorry, I keep dropping the camera. Oh my God. Oh, my foot's killing me. Okay. Oh, yeah, home sweet home. That took forever to get back to camp. It's pitch black. Oh, what do they say? Quiet as a church mouse out there. I gotta see if I can get some help. Oh, Jesus, this light. There, stay. I need some help. Fuck, my foot's killing me. Oh, come on. Oh, dead. Dead. Fuck, yeah, like me in a few minutes. Okay. I gotta look at my foot. I gotta get something to cover it, though. Oh, I can use this, I guess. Is this clean? Fuck, I sniffed it. Yeah, it's clean enough. I'm gonna see. I got some bandages here. I can't believe there's 3 of them. There's 3 of them. One grabbed at my foot. My foot is killing me. Oh, my foot's killing me. Jesus. Okay. I'm gonna get some water. And I'm gonna take a look at my foot. Okay. I'm gonna use this shirt. Oh man, I gotta find out what's going on with this foot. Oh, this hurts. Oh man, this hurts. Oh, fuck. Ow. Fuck. Oh, man. Oh, what is that? Oh, that's blood. Oh, ow. Oh, what the fuck's that lump? Oh, is it swollen up? Ow. Fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, man, I passed out. Oh, man, it's getting light out there. Fuck, how long was I out? Okay, well, you gotta see this because I can't believe it. Prepare yourself, this is not good. That, my friends, is my foot. And what I believe is known in layman's terms as a compound fracture. And holy fuck does it hurt. Oh man, I'm not losing a lot of blood, surprisingly. Oh shit. Oh man. Oh, that hurts. I'm gonna try to put the sock back over it to maybe keep it clean. I don't know. No, ow, ow. No, fuck. Ow, fuck. No, ow. Fuck. Oh shit, I can't walk on that. Oh man. Oh man, I can't walk on that. Oh, ow, ow, I can't even. Oh, that's a mess. Oh man, how long was I out? Okay. What was that? What was that? Oh, that's my radio. My radio's still dead. What is that? What is that? The hell is that? Oh fuck, is he coming back? Oh fuck, is he coming back? Oh, I don't know what's out there. Oh, I don't know what's out there. Fuck. Fuck, I can't run with this foot. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Oh, he's back. He's back. Fuck, he's back. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Ah. Fuck me. Fuck. Ah. Oh.
Interview 16, take 2. Hi there. Bigfoot is me. That's what everyone thinks and hopes. What I mean is that we idolize him and substitute ourselves into him. We think Bigfoot is my ancestor and I'm smarter than him. But I come from a very long line of strong animal energies. But now I have his power. He is me. Do I worry about my mental state? Yeah, of course. I mean, I've been talking to myself constantly for months. Even now, you're not here. You're not there. None of this is real. It was just me, all by myself, with a bunch of cheap cameras and a laptop, talking to myself, alone.
It was just me. All by myself, with a bunch of cheap cameras and a laptop, talking to myself alone. It was just me, all by myself, with a bunch of cheap cameras and a laptop, talking to myself alone.
The person I was trying to fool the hardest was myself.
How can you say it isn't really a documentary? Didn't I document myself? How do I prove it's a real expose of myself and what happened and not fiction? How can I show what was real and what wasn't? What is real? What is our reality? What is yours? Change the record. No, there isn't going to be a fucking sequel.